Hey, Glock 45. We finally got a Bodyguard on the shooting table. Yes, the M&P Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380. These things have been out for about 4 years now. Actually, that's an earlier version you're looking at right there. They came out in about 2010. And we were able to get our hands on the more recent release, the M&P Bodyguard from Smith & Wesson, thanks to Mays Arms Archery out of Huntington, West Virginia. We appreciate their sending this to us. It was really nice. This one has not been out that long, and again, it's a little bit more like the M&P. It even says M&P on the slide, and you have the kind of the fish scale serrations. Same gun, essentially, as I understand. This one you can get without the laser sight, and supposedly the slide has been maybe made a little bit more corrosion proof. Not sure. It's stainless, I think, coated with melanite, and a little bit of different contour to it, as you can see there, but by and large it's the same firearm without the laser sight. Okay, and I think a little bit less money. I think at the retails the MSRP is $379, so your price may vary depending on where you buy it. But where you don't have the laser sight adding to the cost, it's maybe a little less. I've got Talon grips on this one, and pretty nice. I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's start right off. Since this is a carry piece, of course, it's not a long-range target pistol. Let's go ahead. I've got some magazines loaded with some hollow points. We're not going to go through that long deal we did on the Glock 42 and try all these different hollow points. This gun's been out. These guns have been out for, what, 4 years now. And so the story's kind of out there. We just not really played with one ourselves and giving you my impressions. But we'll shoot some hollow points. Let's start out with some Remington Golden Sabers. And I have some Critical Duty here. Oops, excuse me, Critical Defense. And I took a couple shots with this Barnes. You know, those would not work in the Glock 42. And I thought I'd try them in this, and actually 3 or 4 of them did work, so we're going to try those too. We'll just try a few hollow points and see if it was my imagination or it was just an aberration. All right, so we'll try a couple hollow points right off the bat here. Get my ears on. Since we have hollow points, let's put a Golden Saber on that 2-liter that I sometimes forget to engage. Let's do it with one hand. All right, if we can. Oh, he tried to attack me. He didn't like that. Oh, we have a target up here, signed by some character I've never heard of. Let's put some hollow points on it. And of course, that's what these guns are for. Up close and dirty. We've got, what do we have in here now? We have the Critical Defense. See how they work? We'll go 2 hands on this one. Like they all function. And what else do we have? Oh, we have those Barnes that for some reason didn't want to work in the Glock 42. They work in this. I can tell the difference in recoil. They are a little bit lighter. So let's go back over here and see what else we can find. Okay, we had a little pause there so John could cough a little. Next time it might be me. Allergies are horrible in Tennessee right now. I told him it could be my problem in this video because, I don't know, it's just the pollen is thick. But anyway, I went ahead and loaded while John was recuperating, but we're back here at the table again. Shot those 3 magazines worth of hollow points, and they did fine. And, you know, as far as I know, it is a reliable pistol. As I always do, I go around the forums and see what people are saying. You can find some negative things about the gun, as you can with any firearm, but by and large, it's pretty positive. That's my impression I've had of the firearm for years. People that have them like them, and I've gotten many requests to review it and to shoot it and see what I think about it. It just hasn't come our way. You know, we don't get T&E guns from Smith, so it's just kind of random whenever someone has. So anyway, like I said, we got this one from Mays Arms Archery, and I appreciate that. Nice little gun. Nice little gun. Let me show you how it comes down here before we shoot it again. Now that's one thing that's I had a little trouble because it's new partly, but also the instruction manual. You lock it back, make sure it's unloaded, of course, in the magazine, and you turn this. See if I can do it with my thumb now. Turn this down. It said in the manual to 6 o'clock, and And I discovered on the internet, believe it or not, that really it works better if you take it on a round and bring it out from, but it's still, I can't pull it out. I don't really have the fingernails for it, and I need to get a little help with from my friend here, the screwdriver, get under it, and it will come out. More importantly, actually, it will come out at the 6 o'clock position. It's going back in is a problem. So then you down the slide lock, and you know, it slides off, of course. If you've not seen one of these, they you know, seem well made. They really do. These little 380 pocket pistols can be, oh, there's a wide range of quality, I guess you could say. Some of them are very cheap, very cheaply made. Even though they might work most of the time, there is a wide range in quality. And we'll talk about, you see we have some other firearms out here. This gun feels like a quality little piece. Okay, that's one of the things you notice first, that it seems well made, it seems solid. It really does just seem like a small version of a full-size M&P, and it feels pretty good. All right, by and large, my impression is fairly positive of it. Now let's put this back on. You lock it back. Here's where I ran into some serious trouble. Again, it was a brand new gun, so I kept thinking, well, it must just be that. And so, you know, I pull the barrel. It needs to be pulled forward as much. Whoa. Let's get that locked out. I did notice that. It wants to unlock. The barrel needs to be forward, and you put this in. And of course, it said 6 o'clock, like that. If I know 6 o'clock, right? But I could not get it in all the way. It just would not go. I was pounding on it with a screwdriver, the butt end of that. It needs to go in at 9 o'clock, okay? And then you need to juggle it around a little bit. Push on it. You may need to pound a little bit. Let's see. It'll normally, if you work with it, make sure the barrel's forward. Move it around. And I wanted to fuss with it intentionally just to show you that it does take a little holding your mouth right to get it back together. And the barrel's forward. Oh, now snap into place. Just take it forward and then come back again. This, I would say, is one of the negative features of the pistol, the difficulty in getting it back together. Okay, now the barrel's forward. I'm going to tap it. Actually, before the video, I was able to, there we go. Okay, so 9 o'clock, or maybe just before 9 o'clock, and then move it on around. And of course, it's getting loosened up a little bit because it's, you know, brand new. But as I understand on the internet, somebody said that they just did not update the instruction manual. That the older ones, you could get the pin, slide stop back in if you do it at 6 o'clock. But on the newer ones, these M&P Bodyguards that just came out recently, it needs to be at the 9 o'clock position. Okay, so take that for what it's worth. Seems to be the case. All right, but I wanted to take part and show you that. Like I say, it feels like a solid little gun. It has pretty good little sights. It's not just something made out of tin that you can fit in your pocket. It's a real gun. Feels solid. I've got the Talon grips on it. It feels much better. You know, I don't spend a lot of time selling Talon grips anymore. You know, I like them and use them. On these small guns like this, they're not just something nice for me. They're almost essential, partly because my hand is so large, but they really help on these small grips. Whether you use those grips or something else, I would recommend you investigate some kind of grip cover for these really little pistols, because you just don't have a lot to grab hold of. And so it ups the ante, I think, in terms of having a little bit better hold on it. Okay, so let's shoot now. While you were away, John suffers from allergies worse than I do, or I don't really suffer from them. This year, though, even I do a little bit, and I normally don't have issues with allergies. So hopefully we can proceed for a little while before one of us gags on the pollen. Now I'm shooting a Federal in this. I have another box of a Federal. I was going to shoot a couple different things, but again, Federal, appreciate them furnishing the ammo. That's, I think, our last box of 380, but we've got enough to pump some out here. Just hardball, 95 grain. Okay. Oh, what should we shoot? How about that red plate? about the cowboy? Oh, you know what? I don't think it's empty. Yeah. There we go. That's one of the advantages of this double action only pistol. I had that same experience with some PPU I was shooting yesterday. Several of them did not go off. And with a double action only, you're more likely to have that because your hammer is generally not falling as far. Same with a revolver. When you cock the hammer and pull the trigger on a revolver, you've got a further, fall, harder fall. Whereas when you double action it, it's not as far and hard usually. There we go. Try the big. So, pretty nice little shooter. Again, that double action only. It's not double single, it's double action only. Every pull is the full length of the pull, okay? And, if something doesn't go off, you can just pull it again. Excuse me, that's something that a lot of people really like. Some people almost, they talk about double strike capability with religious fervor almost, really. They will not have a pistol if you don't have the double strike capability. That one of the hits on Glock. They say, well, you can't just pull it again, So that's one advantage of having double action only. Okay. Did I shoot everything? Not quite. I've got another magazine. I'm going to shoot it. I forgot. I'm sorry. Let's shoot two hands. Try something like that 2 liter there. Nice. Let's go down and get a couple more 2 liters. Oh man. The reason I ran down here is because I was afraid I would miss. I confess, okay? This is not a long-range pistol, and I didn't want to miss. Okay. Plus, part of it is of just being a little bit foolish, but I got him on my last shot, I guess. Anyway, so it's not an impossible firearm to shoot at distance. It's just not designed for that, okay? And it's not the fact that it's small. You've seen me mess with short and little pistols at long range and everything, but it's the fact that it's small and also the double action trigger, because that thing, you've got to pull, look where it breaks, all the way back before it breaks, okay? So with my large hand, that's way back there. It's really like the LCP, same concept, and it's one thing that makes the LCP hard to shoot because it's all the way back, that long trigger pull, okay? Now, this gun still feels better though than the LCP. It feels, it's a little bit heavier. It feels, I don't know, the grip is a little better. And so given the choice, I would choose this over the LCP. More expensive, but I would choose this over it, okay? And there are trigger fixes, I believe, for both of these. In fact, the new LCPs, if you pick one up in a gun shop today, it is much easier to shoot because the trigger breaks, a long time before this one does, all right? And I understand there's a short stroke replacement for this one. In fact, I emailed somebody, forgot the name of the company, they posted on my Facebook, or somebody did about them, and I wrote them right away and to see if they'd send one. And if this trigger would break, even a ½ an inch sooner, it'd be really nice, okay? All right, I've got some other guns out here. Again, now this is the same pistol, basically the Bodyguard with the laser, everything. It's the earlier version, essentially the same firearm, just with a laser. And again, it's not the M&P version, but not much difference. Okay, so I'd have to, for just comparison sake. And we've got another really nice 380 pocket pistol, the P380 from Carr. It's John's. Got the LCP, and of course we have the Glock 42. Those are the only ones I have on hand right now, but these are some nice ones, and fairly common, fairly popular. And just a word or two about them. I just kind of wanted to do a little size comparison. As you can see with the, let's just put the mag in. We'll put the flush mag in and let you see a little bit there in case you're wondering, familiar. The Bodyguard's just a little bigger than the P380, not a lot. In terms of height, it's about the same. I guess I've got them, didn't have them really even, did I? There we go, turn around there. But Bodyguard's a little bigger, not much. They're really roughly the same size, aren't they? And the LCP, I'm trying to say, there's not a lot of difference there either. The Bodyguard is a little bigger, a little bit taller. Trigger guard's a little bigger. Okay. And let's put of course, the other Bodyguard, you know, the same gun basically. Now the Glock looks pretty big compared with this, doesn't it? The Glock 42. Wow. Looks like a Glock 20. Massive. Yeah, not massive, but a little bit bigger. Okay. And a word about that. I've been carrying a Glock 42 a lot, and finally got an Alabama pocket holster for it. And they've got the Recluse, which I like a lot too. And I really don't notice it. I can just pop it in there. It's totally unloaded now, but I don't notice it. It's light, and I could carry it. I could carry this one. I've got a Alabama holster for that too, the Bodyguard. And either one is fine. I can't tell any difference in weight or pull on my pocket or anything. So either one is okay. And of these two, of course, all of these are fine for pocket carry, bottom line. All of these, and in that size and weight range. There is a range there for a pocket pistol. The Glock 42 is at the upper end of that range. Okay, it is. But it's okay. And all the rest of these, of course, are perfect because they're smaller than the Glock 42. So the size of the Glock 42 is not a big negative thing in comparison with the Bodyguard. It doesn't have to be this small, but this is fine. You know, any reduction in size, as long as it's still shootable, is good. It's a good thing. So I can't tell a lot of difference in the shootability of these. The trigger on the car is better. It's known for a great trigger. You know, it's just wonderful. It's kind of a double action to striker fire, it feels like. You just can't beat the trigger on that thing for a small gun. And these two, the LCP and the Bodyguard, where they pull so far back, that's a little bit of a negative. But if your hand's smaller than mine, it's not as big a negative. That becomes a bigger issue because of my large hand. All right. So let's do a quick weigh here, and then we'll shoot it some more. Give you an idea. We'll just use empty. They have empty magazines. Let's see, pounds and ounces. Yep. I'm gonna wake up scale. Yeah, okay, that's right. 12 ounces. I thought it was a little more than that. Yeah, about 12 ounces. Okay, with the magazine in it. See, the one, it doesn't have a mag. We'll put one in it though. That's 12 ounces even with the mag. One with the laser sights, 12 3/8. Doesn't add much weight to it, does it? 12 and a quarter. Well, I can't make up its mind. Just a little bit over 12 with the laser sight. Okay, we're talking 12 ounces. LCP. Now the LCP I think is the lightest one in this group. Yeah, 9 3/4. So you drop more than a couple ounces with that. That is really light. The car, what was that? I think it was closer. Yeah, 11 3/8. Essentially, you know, same thing as the Bodyguard. So you're talking about the same weight, close to the same size. Oh, let's put the Glock on there. The Glock's heavier. It's the biggest and the heaviest. 13, 7, 8, almost 14 ounces. So almost 2 more ounces for that one, and almost 2 ounces less for that one. And these in the middle here, you know, in the 12 ounce range, and you get up to 14, and here you're down to around 10. Okay, 9 something, 10. All right, so give you an idea of the weight. All right, so good shooter, trigger is a little bit of an issue, but not horrible. It is a pocket gun. It's not designed to be a great target shooter. Let's load up a little bit here now. Let's see. Let's use something else besides the Federals, since we're testing one of these things. These small pistols tend to be finicky sometimes, and that's what I like to get out the other ammo here. Test like this, because you want to make sure they'll feed whatever you're going to be putting in them. And of course with a 380, as I've said before, a lot of people just go ahead and carry hardball, and You know, so I've had good luck with the Blazer, and of course the Federal and others. The PPU, fine. It's just the light primer strikes with the gun occasionally. You know, the magazine somewhere. But you know, you're just going to occasionally have that, and with a little pistol like this, I know where it is. It's in one of the guns. There, no, maybe it's not. There it is. No, that's my Glock magazine. Okay, there it is. Down there in my pocket, deep there. So your double strike capability comes in pretty handy there. If you get a light primer strike, you don't have to rack the slide like you would with a Glock or the car. Okay, so let's try some Blazer, see what it does. Oh, I know you want me to shoot the gong, don't you? All right, I'll try to launch one over there. It's a challenge with that trigger, shooting long range, but why not? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna quit. Oh man, let's go for 3. Go for 4. 5. That's good enough. Okay, I'll quit complaining about that. Let's try the Cowboy. Click. Let's make sure it's empty. Yeah, give it several chances. Of course, that's another thing about this this pistol. You can see it's got a really nice witness hole there. You can see where there's a case in there. You got the little hole in the top, and plus, I'll show you when I load it, you can tell pretty easily. See that case, you can see right through there, nice little cutout for it. That's pretty handy. All right. Cool. Let me find that holster. Now you have a thumb safety too. Let's engage it. There we go. Didn't say anything about that. And we got it hot, and we've got a thumb safety on it. And I'm going to put it in this holster. Okay. Now, you could carry it like that. I would not, because that thumb safety is not easy to get off easily or quickly. Okay. So I would carry it in my holster, even hot, just like you would the Glock or anything else, right there. Now, here's what. This is the way you would carry it, of course, if you're pocket carrying, generally speaking. And when the bad guy threatens, you pull it out and there you go. See, I had to use second strike there. Now what kind of ammo? That was the Blazer. Okay, so we had to use the second strike feature capability of it, didn't we? Something to keep in mind. Now in the practice range and with hardball ammo, maybe that's not a big deal. We didn't have to do that with any of the hollow points, any of the carry ammo. Okay, something to keep in mind. You always want to shoot your carry ammo, whatever you're carrying, enough to where you would know if that's an issue, right? Here on the range, messing around with hardball, not a big deal. In fact, it's good training. You know, it's better that it actually happens, isn't it? Okay, so we'll shoot a couple more times. There's not a lot else I can do with it in terms of shooting it. Heck, I hit the gong. I'm not going to shoot over there anymore. But it is accurate. It's an accurate little gun, and you get used to the trigger. You can probably surprise yourself with how well you can hit with it. You know, it's interesting little pistol. It's been around a while. There's no big secrets about it. A lot of people really like it and swear by it. People who own it, people who've carried it a long time. So check around if you're thinking about buying one. My impressions at this point are it's a nice little pistol. Okay, I would have to get used to the trigger and possibly even upgrade that trigger and put that short stroke kit on it. And I think I would like it a lot with that done. So pretty interesting little gun. Let's take a few more shots. There's something close by here. Guess we've already shot the paper enough. We'll probably stick that on eBay. All right. What do we want to shoot? Oh, there's a plate, a new plate. Now, nice. Click, click. Doesn't hold a lot of ammo. It's not high capacity, but you know what it's for. It's to have a gun those times when you don't want to carry one. Sweet. Plus it locks back. Got the lock back feature on it. Some little pistols like this don't have that. We got to round the chamber. Let's get that cowboy. Oh, cowboy really rings. So pretty cool. Anything I didn't tell you about it? Okay, you got your slide lock. It locks back on the last round. You've got your thumb safety if you want to use it, but it's very stiff, so you can just ignore it, and it's not a big deal. So you can. A lot of people will curse the fact that it has that, but you can just ignore it. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. All right, and it's a nifty little gun. A lot of you already know that. You've got them. You've read about them. You're considering it. I don't see any major negatives about it. Like I said, the trigger is the big thing, but that would not be as negative for you with your smaller hands, unless you're 6'10". I'm not talking to you all. It's a good little pistol, and I think it's a viable choice in the pocket carry 380 market. It really is. I guess you could carry it on your belt in a holster if you wanted to, but when you get up there on the belt, I'd want something a little bit bigger, kind of a why not. I see this as a pocket pistol, and pretty handy at that. Nice gun. Feels really solid, and you feel like you got a solid gun. Just a nice pistol, I guess. So anyway, appreciate you watching. Life is good.